My lovely students, welcome to Mathological. In this session, we'll be discussing some important general knowledge questions. Start करते हैं session को, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel और साथ में also like the content, like this session if you are liking the content. And you can join the Telegram channel Mathological or can message me on Telegram at ADITYAKT regarding any queries or questions if you have any queries or questions regarding your preparation. So first question of this session, which Indian scientist is known as the father of the Indian space program? C.V. Raman, Homi Jahangir Baba, Vikram Sarabhai या सतीश धवन? Father of Indian space program. C.V. Raman is known for Raman effect, scattering of light. He is not the right answer, but he is the only Indian physicist who has received a Nobel Prize. And Raman effect is on scattering of light. Also, Elon Musk named his recent child on his name, Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. So he named his child Strider Shekhar. And Shekhar part is from the name of C.V. Raman. Okay. So Homi Jahangir Baba is father of Indian nuclear program. He is father of Indian nuclear program. And option C is the answer for this question. Indian nuclear program. And there is Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC, in Mumbai. Bhabha Atomic Research Center. And Vikram Sarabhai is father of Indian space program. And Vikram Sarabhai Space Center is in Thiruvananthapuram. Spelling तो गड़बड़ हो सकता है Thiruvananthapuram का, but Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. And this is one of the primary centers of ISRO. Vikram Sarabhai also founded ISRO. He is the founder of ISRO. And ISRO was founded in 1969. There is another center by the name of Satish Dhawan Space Center. And this is in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Next question. Which Indian state has the longest coastline? Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra or Gujarat? So the answer for the question is longest coastline. Answer is Gujarat. Because of the Kutch, because of the Gulf sand was based. ठीक है, सो गुजरात का कोस्ट लाइन है विद द अपडेटेड इन्फॉर्मेशन, क्योंकि अभी कोस्ट लाइन इंडिया का अपडेट हुआ है इन 2025. तो इनिशियली एज पर द ओल्डर डेटा coast line of India was roughly 7,500 or 7,600 kilometers, but now with the recent calculations, with the updated calculation, with the new technology, this is around 11,000 kilometers. Similarly for Gujarat, earlier it was roughly 1,600 kilometers, but now with the recent calculations, this is roughly 2,400, 2,300 kilometers, and it has the longest coastline. Okay, second number पे आता है Tamil Nadu with around 1,070 kilometers coastline. And Andaman and Nicobar Islands, those also have around 2,000 kilometers coastline as per the updated data. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Booker Prize 2024. The winner was Samantha Harvey for the novel Orbital. And the second statement in the novel is a space pastoral about astronauts aboard the International Space Station. Both statements are correct. That Samantha Harvey won Booker Prize 2024 for the novel Orbital, and it is about a space pastoral for astronauts aboard the International Space Station. So both are correct. Option C is the answer. Okay. Next question. Match the following dance forms with their respective states. Bharatnatyam, Bihu, Mohiniyattam and Kuchipudi with the states Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Assam and Kerala. Bihu is dance form of Assam. Bihu is also a festival of Assam. A festival bhi hai. It is also a folk dance. So B with 3, answer is clearly option A, option C, A2, B3, C4 and D1. ठीक है, और बाकियों को भी देख लेते हैं. भरतनाट्यम is the dance form of Tamil Nadu. Mohiniyattam is the dance form of Kerala. And Kuchipudi is the dance form of Andhra Pradesh. Kuchipudi is basically a village in Krishna district, Andhra Pradesh. Bharatnatyam The full form of Bharatanatyam is Bha से भाव, रा से राग, ता से ताल, ताल से ताल मिला एंड नाट्यम. भाव यानी कि इमोशंस, एक्सप्रेशंस, राग मेलोडी, ताल rhythm, and a natyam which is dance. So Bharatanatyam in full form. Also important, Natya Shastra was a text of Sanskrit which mentions about some classical dances, and this was written by Bharat Muni. This is a book in Sanskrit. Natya Shastra. ठीक है. Mohiniyattam is the dance, Mohini dance, and that is performed in Kerala. And this is a solo dance. Mohiniyattam is a solo dance. जैसे बिहू हमारा फॉक डांस है, मोहिनीअट्टम सोलो डांस है. एंड मोहिनी इज फीमेल अवतार ऑफ विष्णु. ओके. भरतनाट्यम ऑल्सो यूजेस बेसिकली गेस्चर्स या साइन लैंग्वेज. सो हैंड्स एंड आइज के थ्रू यहाँ पे एक्सप्रेस करते हैं अपना स्टोरी को. तो दिस इज बेसिकली यूजिंग साइन लैंग्वेज एज वेल. Some basic information about these dance forms. Okay, clear है बात. आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे. नेक्स्ट वन, कंसिडर फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स अबाउट मैनग्रोव्स इन इंडिया. मैनग्रोव्स इन इंडिया. फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, सुंदरबंस इन वेस्ट बंगाल is the largest mangrove forest in the world. Second one, Bhitarkanika mangroves are famous for the nesting of olive ridley turtles. And third one, mangroves are halophytes, meaning they are salt tolerant plants. So mangroves, most popular mangroves in India are Sundari plants. And Sundari plants are found in Sundarbans. That is why it is called Sundarban in West Bengal. And that is the largest mangrove forest in the world. So first statement to correct. Second, Bhitarkanika mangroves are famous for nesting of olive ridley turtles. This is also correct because highest population of olive ridley turtles across the world is found in Bhitarkanika mangroves. And Bhitarkanika mangroves are in Odisha. Bhitarkanika is a place in Odisha. And Bhitarkanika is also a national park. Bhitarkanika National Park, with highest population of olive ridley turtles and also highest population of saltwater crocodiles. Mangroves are halophytes. This is also correct because they are salt tolerant plants. So this is correct. Okay. So all the statements given here are correct. Option D will be the answer. Next question. Ramsar Convention relates to the conservation of which of the following? Ozone layer, wetlands, endangered species, or hazardous wastes? Answer is wetlands. Ramsar is a place in Iran where this convention was done. Ramsar Convention. Ramsar Convention for wetlands. For conservation of wetlands. And this convention was done in 1971. Wetlands are basically, as the name suggests, जैसे name ही कह रहा है, wet and land. So lands which are wet. So basically this is transitional boundary of land and water. Wetlands are transition zone between land and water. Transition zone. And this is important because of the biodiversity. सेमी एक्वाटिक इकोसिस्टम है, क्योंकि एक्वा भी है और लैंड तो ही है. तो सेमी एक्वाटिक इकोसिस्टम विच इज नोन फॉर बायोडाइवर्सिटी. तो एक कंजर्वेशन कन्वेंशन, रामसर कन्वेंशन था टू सेव दीज वेटलैंड्स, जहाँ पे भी चेंजेस हो रहे हो तो उनको सेव करने के लिए. एंड दोज वेटलैंड्स विच आर गोइंग थ्रू चेंजेस, दोज आर नेम्ड इन दैट रामसर कन्वेंशन. एंड दोज wetlands are known as Ramsar sites. Ramsar sites. India has total 96 Ramsar sites as per the data of December 2025. Out of these 96, 20 are in Tamil Nadu. Largest are in Tamil Nadu. Total 96 sites are there. Okay. Next question करते हैं. Which of the following is not a Ramsar site in India? Kevaladev National Park, Sundarbans National Park, Gir Forest National Park, or Chilika Lake? Which of the following is not a Ramsar site? So Kevaladev National Park is a Ramsar site. This is in Bharatpur, Rajasthan. Sundarbans is also a Ramsar site. This is also a wetland. Gir Forest is not a Ramsar site, hence this will be the answer. And Chilika Lake is also a Ramsar site. This is basically a brackish water lake. Brackish यानी कि fresh water and salt water. Both are there. So brackish water lake, or more properly lagoon, separated by a larger water body. So that is why it is also called a lagoon. Brackish water lake, Chilika Lake. Gir Forest आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन का, because Gir Forest हमारा that is not a Ramsar site, that is not a wetland. Okay. And Gir is famous for Asiatic lions, Girvan Kissing, and Sundarbans are famous for Bengal tigers. Sundarbans is also a delta. Okay, some of the popular Ramsar sites or wetlands, let us name them. Wular Lake, for example, in J&K, Jammu and Kashmir. This is a freshwater lake. Ashtamudi Lake, Kerala. And Vembanad Lake, Kerala. These sites are in Kerala. Loktak Lake, Manipur. Loktak Lake is also famous for the Fumdi type structures, floating structures on the lake. Floating structures which are called Fumdis. So Loktak Lake in Manipur, these are some of the popular Ramsar sites. बाकी हमने देख ही लिए कुछ और ऑप्शंस. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं अगले क्वेश्चन पे. Next one, match the constitutional bodies with the correct articles. Constitutional body and then which article they have been formed under. Election Commission of India, Finance Commission, Comptroller and Auditor General, CAG, and UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Finance Commission is formed under Article 280 of Indian Constitution. Election Commission of India is formed under Article 324. Comptroller and Auditor General under Article 148 and UPSC under Article 315. So first B, second A, third D. Option B is the answer. Okay. ये तो सिंपली फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे तो कुछ और एक्सप्लेनेशन की जरूरत नहीं है. आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे. Which of the following statements are true? First statement, 2024 Summer Olympics were held in Paris, France, and second statement, 2028 Summer Olympics will be held in Los Angeles, California. Both are correct. That yes, 2024 Olympics were held in Paris and 2028 will be held in Los Angeles. Both are correct. Option C is the answer. Okay. Next question. With what is the name of India's first indigenous aircraft carrier commissioned in 2022? First indigenous aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier तो इंडिया से पहले भी था, but indigenous ये पहला है. This is the first Indian-made aircraft carrier. The answer is INS Vikrant. Okay, and at present, India has 2 aircraft carriers. INS Vikramaditya and INS Vikrant. 2 aircraft carriers. And only very few countries have aircraft carriers in total. USA has the largest chunk of them, around 10 or 11, and most of the other countries have 2. China, India, Russia, etc. Okay. So India, with making this first indigenous aircraft carrier, is basically one of the 6 countries or the 6 or 7 countries which have their own aircraft carriers. So USA has its own, Russia, China, which can make aircraft carriers. USA, Russia, China, UK, France, and now India also. Okay. So INS Vikramaditya, this was not indigenous. 2013 में इंडक्ट हुआ था, बट दिस वॉज नॉट इंडिजिनस. दिस वॉज अ बेसिकली रशियन शिप, वॉरशिप, रशियन नेवी का वॉरशिप था, जिसको इंडक्ट किया था और नेम किया है हमने INS विक्रमादित्य. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following statements are true? INS Vikramaditya is India's largest aircraft carrier. And second statement, INS Vikrant is India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. Both are correct. Vikramaditya is the largest aircraft carrier of India, and Vikrant is India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. अब यहाँ पे एक दो और एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर्स की बात कर लेते हैं. INS Vikrant was India's oldest aircraft carrier, and on that, this new INS Vikrant has been named. On this oldest INS Vikrant. And then there was an INS Virat, INS Vikramaditya. ठीक है, INS stands for Indian Naval Ship. Okay, so oldest वाला जो INS Vikrant था, this was instrumental in 1971 India-Pakistan war. अभी जैसे बॉर्डर 2 का अगर ट्रेलर देखा होगा तुमने, तो उसमें जो नेवल शिप दिखाया गया, नेवल वॉरशिप दिखाया गया, दैट इज INS विक्रांत. आई मीन दैट इज सपोज टू बी INS विक्रांत इन एक्चुअल सिनेरियो. ठीक है, सो 1971 इंडो पाक वॉर में दिस वॉज इंस्ट्रूमेंटल. इसके बाद में डिकमीशन हो गया. ठीक है, INS विराट वॉज डिकमीशन इन 2017, जबकि हमारा INS विक्रमादित्य 2013 में इंडक्ट हुआ. उसके बाद में INS विराट वॉज डिकमीशन, एंड INS विक्रमादित्य हमने इंडक्ट किया 2013 में, और 2022 में INS विक्रांत आया है. और बाकी तो पहले ही देख लिया. INS विक्रमादित्य हमारा रशियन शिप है. INS विक्रांत ओल्डर वाला और INS विराट, बोथ दीज वर बेसिकली ब्रिटिश वॉरशिप्स. ओके, आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे. द MPC, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी ऑफ इंडिया, MPC is a 6-member body headed by a Union Finance Minister. And second statement, primary objective of the MPC is to maintain price stability, inflation targeting, while keeping in mind the objective of growth. तो ये तो करेक्ट है कि MPC is a 6-member body, but this is not headed by Union Finance Commission. Finance Minister, क्या हो गया अभी पढ़ने में गड़बड़ क्यों हो रहा है इतना? यूनियन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर नहीं ऐड करते इसको. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी इज बेसिकली रेगुलेटेड बाई RBI. regulated by RBI. तो 6-member MPC is headed by RBI governor. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. सेकंड करेक्ट है कि दिस इज टू मेंटेन प्राइस स्टेबिलिटी, टू चेक इन्फ्लेशन while keeping in mind the objective of growth. तो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट. फर्स्ट इज नॉट करेक्ट बिकॉज इट इज हेडेड बाई RBI गवर्नर इंस्टेड. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी इंडिया का RBI रेगुलेट करता है. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. मैच द CEO विद देयर फॉलोइंग कंपनीज: सत्या नडेला, सुंदर पिचाई, इलॉन मस्क, टिम कुक with the company Google, Alphabet, Microsoft, Tesla, SpaceX, and Apple. Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla, Tim Cook, Apple, Satya Nadella, Microsoft, and Sundar Pichai, Google, Alphabet. So first B, second A, and so on. Third C, 4D. Simple question था. ठीक है, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, बट इतना तो पता होना चाहिए, तो इसलिए एक बार रिवाइज कर लिया. नेक्स्ट वन. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग द ब्रेटन वुड्स ट्विंस. Bretton Woods twins. First statement, IMF and the World Bank are collectively known as Bretton Woods twins. Both organizations have their headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland, and World Bank primarily focuses on long-term development loans. Which of the following statements are correct? The first statement is correct. IMF and World Bank both are collectively known as Bretton Woods twins because they were formed in Bretton Woods in 1944. And Bretton Woods basically is a location in USA. Place in USA. So these organizations headquarters are also not in Geneva, Switzerland. This is wrong. Headquarters are also in USA, in Washington DC. तो फर्स्ट करेक्ट है, सेकंड इनकरेक्ट है, और थर्ड भी हमारा करेक्ट है. ओके, थर्ड भी करेक्ट है. तो फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड आर करेक्ट. That yes, World Bank focuses on long-term development loans. Option B will be the answer. Next question. What is the difference between repo rate and reverse repo rate? So repo rate and reverse repo rate, both are these part of monetary policy of India. Monetary policy to check inflation in short term. These are for short term checks on monetary policy, short term checks on inflation. तो जैसे ही इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ता है उसके अकॉर्डिंग रेपो रेट एडजस्ट होता है. ठीक है. और पूछा है रिवर्स रेपो रेट और रिवर्स रेपो रेट में डिफरेंस क्या है. ऑप्शन ए, रेपो इज द रेट एट विच बैंक्स लेंड टू आरबीआई. रिवर्स रेपो इज द रेट एट विच आरबीआई लेंड्स टू बैंक्स. इसका जस्ट अपोजिट है. रेपो इज द रेट एट विच आरबीआई लेंड्स टू बैंक्स एंड रिवर्स रेपो इज द रेट एट विच बैंक्स पार्क एक्सेस फंड्स विद आरबीआई. ऑप्शन बी इज द आंसर. रिपो इंप्लाइज रीपर्चेज. तो जो गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज होती हैं बैंक्स के पास में, आरबीआई रिपर्चेज करता है रेपो रेट के थ्रू. जो रेपो रेट एट परसेंटेज होता है एट दैट टाइम, आरबीआई रिपर्चेज करता है उन गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज को और उनको परचेज करके पैसा देता है बैंक को. तो आरबीआई लेंड करता है बैंक्स को, सिक्योरिटीज लेता है और पैसा देता है. अभी जो पैसा आरबीआई दे रहा है बैंक को, उसको पता है पैसा कहाँ आएगा, मार्केट में आएगा. ठीक है. तो इस तरह से उसने पैसा मार्केट में लाया. ठीक है. और जब इसका ऑपोजिट करना होता है, यानी कि उसको पैसा मार्केट से चाहिए अपने पास, तो रिवर्स रेपो अप्लाई होता है वहां पे. रिवर्स रेपो रेट पे बैंक से जो एक्सेस फंड है वो आरबीआई लेता है और बैंक को सिक्योरिटीज देता है. ठीक है. सो ऑप्शन बी इज द आंसर. रेपो इज द रेट एट विच आरबीआई लेंड्स टू बैंक्स एंड रिवर्स रेपो इज द रेट एट विच बैंक्स पार्क एक्सेस फंड्स विद आरबीआई. बोथ दीज आर शॉर्ट टर्म चेक्स फॉर इन्फ्लेशन. ठीक है. 14 डेज का चेक होता है. 14 डेज के लिए, शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए, इन्फ्लेशन के लिए. दीज आर द रेट्स, रेपो रेट एंड रिवर्स रेपो रेट. Okay. Next question. With the following are impacts of global warming: rise in sea level, melting of glaciers, spread of disease, and bleaching of coral reefs. All of these are impacts of global warming. सारे के सारे correct हैं. Rise in sea level, melting of glaciers, bleaching of coral reefs, as well as spread of disease. That is also correct. Because spread of disease क्यों है? क्योंकि जैसे ही global warming होगा उसकी वजह से जो vectors हैं, vector borne diseases increase होंगे. Vectors यानी कि mosquitoes, etc. इनका स्प्रेड बढ़ जाएगा. तो दैट इज ऑल फोर आर करेक्ट. ऑप्शन सी इज द आंसर. नेक्स्ट वन. हु रोट द कंट्रोवर्शियल नॉवेल द सैटनिक वर्सेस एंड रिसेंट मेमोयर नाइफ? आंसर इज सलमान रश्दी. दिस बुक इज इंपॉर्टेंट, इसीलिए दोनों को साथ में कनेक्ट किया है. सैटनिक वर्सेस एंड नाइफ बोथ आर रिटन बाय सलमान रश्दी, बिकॉज नाइफ बुक हैज बीन रिसेंटली रिटन आफ्टर द इंसिडेंट ऑफ स्टैबिंग विद सलमान रश्दी. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज ग्रीन वॉशिंग? Cleaning rivers using eco-friendly bacteria, a marketing practice where a company deceptively claims its products' policies are environmentally friendly. Option C, converting black money into white money. And option D, planting trees in urban areas. Greenwashing क्या है? Greenwashing is basically a marketing practice where a company deceptively claims its products or policies are environmentally friendly. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक फैशन कंपनी है जो कहे कि भाई हमारे प्रोडक्ट बहुत इन्वायरमेंट फ्रेंडली है और एक्चुअल में वो पॉल्यूट कर रही हो, उन प्रोडक्ट्स को बनाने के टाइम पे ही पॉल्यूट कर रही हो, जैसा बहुत सारी कंपनीज करती हैं. बट वो ग्रीन वॉशिंग कर रहे हैं अपना. ठीक है. कि मार्केटिंग प्रैक्टिस है ऐसा कि कंपनी डिसेप्टिवली क्लेम कर रही है कि हम ऐसा कर रहे हैं, और आजकल बहुत सारी कंपनियां ऐसा करती है, तुमने देखा ही होगा. सो ऑप्शन बी इज द आंसर. ओके. कि अल्टीमेटली जो भी वो प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं, उस प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में जो इन्वायरमेंट का नुकसान हो रहा है, और क्लेम फिर भी वो कर रहे हैं कि दे आर वेरी सस्टेनेबल. एनीवे, सो दिस इज द आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. नेक्स्ट वन. कंसीडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग सत्यशोधक समाज. सत्यशोधक समाज. First statement, it was founded by Jyotirao Phule in 1873. Second one, the primary aim was to liberate the less privileged castes from exploitation. And third one, society's mouthpiece, or the newspaper, the journal named Deenbandhu. All these statements are correct. Jyotiba Phule founded Satyashodak Samaj in 1873. The primary aim was to liberate less privileged castes from exploitation. That is also correct. And society's mouthpiece was journal named Deenbandhu. So all these statements are correct for Jyotiba Phule for Satyashodak Samaj. Another prominent character, social reformer, was wife of Jyotiba Phule, that was Savitri Bai Phule. She is known as first female teacher of modern India. was she established first girls' school? Okay. And was the pioneer in women's education, female education. And also sometimes called mother of Indian feminism, Savitribai Phule. इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर तो ऑप्शन डी था, बट दिस इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके. Next question. Pak Strait lies between which two countries? India and Indonesia, India and Maldives, India and Sri Lanka, or Sri Lanka and Maldives? Answer to this question is India and Sri Lanka. Pak Strait is between India and Sri Lanka. So this is India, this is Sri Lanka. Here is Pak Strait. This part is Bay of Bengal. This is Arabian Sea. And here is Gulf of Mannar. Okay, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Gulf of Mannar, all these are part of Indian Ocean. Clear? ठीक है. यहाँ पे कुछ लाइंस की भी बात कर लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, LOC is the line between India and Pakistan. LAC is line of actual control between India and China. McMahon line is the boundary line between India and China. McMahon line. Okay. ठीक है. Then one line is between Afghanistan and Pakistan. That line is Durand line. Durand line between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And Radcliffe line was the boundary between India and Pakistan formed by Radcliffe Commission. India and Pakistan, Bangladesh. तो फॉर्म हुए थे ना, तो उस टाइम का लाइन दैट इज Radcliffe line. Okay. Next question. Match the following elements with their unique properties. Mercury, chlorine, silicon, helium with their properties. So essential for the semiconductor industry, answer is silicon. Silicon is essential for a semiconductor industry. And mercury is only liquid metal at the room temperature. Chlorine is used in water treatment to kill bacteria, and helium is used in gas form for balloons due to low reactivity. So A3, B4, C1 and D2, that is the answer for this question. Okay. क्लियर है. सो इतना ही रखते हैं सेशन में. आई बिलीव जो भी बातें हमने डिस्कस की सारी की सारी बातें समझ में आई होंगी. और फिर भी कहीं किसी क्वेश्चन में कोई डाउट रहता है तो मेक श्योर टू कमेंट अबाउट दैट डाउट. सेशन कैसा लगा फीडबैक में जरूर शेयर करना. और अगर सेशन पसंद आया तो इसको लाइक जरूर करना है. चैनल को अब तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो जरूर से कर लेना. और साथ में यू कैन ऑल्सो ज्वाइन टेलीग्राम चैनल मैथोलॉजिकल और कैन मैसेज मी ऑन टेलीग्राम एट ADITYAKT रिगार्डिंग एनी क्वेश्चंस और क्वेरीज regarding your preparation. That's all for this session. Next session में we'll be doing some more questions on other topics. Bye bye, take care and keep learning.